Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes have been a formidable force in F1 for many years. They have achieved great success in the last 8 seasons with 8 constructors' titles and 6 drivers' titles. Even at the age of 37, Hamilton still seems to have the drive and determination to win. But at the latest test in Bahrain, Mercedes and Hamilton's hopes of a record 8th world title look to be in tatters. Before we get into the details, be sure to like and subscribe, especially if you love F1 as much as we do. With all the teams pushing their cars to the absolute limit this week in Bahrain, we were all eager to see who would come out on top after the 3-day test. Traditionally, the test has been a good indicator as to which team had made the most progress over the winter, but with the new 2022 cars and regulations this year, the test is even more important than ever for data collection and development for every team. Mercedes brandished a new sidepod design that got the paddock talking about its legality. The radically different design of the W13 is a bold step, which the FIA then confirmed was okay in terms of regulation. F1 Managing Director Ross Brawn has admitted he did not anticipate the Mercedes concept, and in light of all the regulation changes this year, Brawn recently stated that the sport will keep a watch on the new designs to ensure they don't stray too far from the spirit of the rules. But this new design, which was not on show in Barcelona, does not seem to have made Mercedes the progress they would have hoped. In fact, it may have done the opposite. Both Hamilton and Russell wrestled with the W13 all through the 3-day test, and the car looked a real handful to drive. But the most worrying part for Hamilton and Mercedes is that they have not been able to fix the porpoising issue like a lot of the other teams. In fact, the Mercedes seems to be one of the worst or even the worst car on the grid with the issue. A dejected Hamilton revealed Mercedes are behind Max Verstappen's Red Bull and Ferrari in the pecking order, just 1 week before the season opening race in Bahrain. The 37-year-old spoke to the media only moments after his final practice session. "It is too early to think those kinds of thoughts about the World Championship. But at the moment, I don't think I will be competing for wins," said Hamilton. "I'm sure everyone can figure out that we are not the quickest. Ferrari look to be the fastest, and perhaps Red Bull, and then maybe us or McLaren. We're currently not at the top." Other drivers remain skeptical about Mercedes' lack of speed, and Hamilton's closest rival last season, Max Verstappen, had his own thoughts on Mercedes lagging behind. In an interview after testing, he said, "If someone is doing well or a team that everyone expects to do well, then it's, oh no, we're definitely not the favorite. And then a week later, when things do go well, all of a sudden it's, oh no, but we turned it around completely within a week. Unbelievable work, thanks to all the people in the factory." Mercedes was similarly concerned about its performance during testing in Bahrain last year, according to Verstappen. And they were still very strong during the first race weekend. The concern for Mercedes is they seem to also be well behind Ferrari, who had the most consistent pace over both tests in Barcelona and Bahrain. Both Sainz and Leclerc ran trouble-free and were strong on both the long runs and the qualifying simulations. Leclerc finished the Bahrain test with the second best time over the 3 days behind Verstappen. That was until Mick Schumacher added a blistering time on Haas' solo run. And that's definitely a whole other story. But this time around, things seem to be different, with Hamilton himself admitting that the issues they have with the car are not something that cannot be remedied within a week or 2, and stressed that it could be a while in the future before they are competitive, let alone win races. With the first race only days away, this has to be a worry for Mercedes, as they were over a second behind Red Bull in the final day running. Following the most significant regulation shift in nearly a decade, Hamilton said, "It feels a lot different from last year. It doesn't look as good. We have far bigger challenges, and they are not 1-week turnarounds. They will take a little bit longer. I'm told we have a considerable amount of pace to find." At the moment, the chances of Hamilton winning a record equaling 8th world title are looking quite slim. With that decision by Michael Massey in the final race last season, it's possible that this could have prevented the record from ever being broken. So, Do you think Lewis will ever break the record and seal an 8th driver's title? Or do you think it will be midfield scraps for Mercedes this year? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and as always, if you're enjoying the content and love F1 as much as we do, maybe consider subscribing. Bye bye.